The idea today is to finish Judges. I ended on Judges 2017. Israel, apart from Benjamin, mustered 400,000 swordsmen, all of them fit for battle. The Israelites went up to Bethel and inquired of God. They said, "Who of us is to go up to fight against the Benjamites?" The Lord replied, "Judah shall go first." The next morning the Israelites got up and pitched camp near Gibeah. The Israelites went out to fight the Benjamites and took up battle positions against them at Gibeah. The Benjamites came out of Gibeah and cut down 22,000 Israelites on the battlefield that day, but the Israelites encouraged one another and again took up their positions, what they had stationed themselves the first day. The Israelites went up and wept before the Lord until evening, and they inquired of the Lord. They said, "Shall we go up again to fight against the Benjamites, our fellow Israelites?" The Lord answered, "Go up against them." What the fuck is that? Oh, what the fuck were they then? They went by the Benjamin. Israelites encouraged, they went up and wept before the Lord until evening, and they inquired of the Lord. They said, "Shall we go up again to fight against the Benjamites, our fellow Israelites?" The Lord answered, "Go up against them." Then the Israelites drew near to Benjamin the second day. This time, when the Benjamites came out from Gibeah to oppose them, they cut down another 18,000 Israelites, all of them armed with swords. Then all the Israelites, the whole army, went up to Bethel, and there they sat weeping for the Lord. They fasted that day until evening and presented burnt offerings and fellowship offerings to the Lord. 27. Wait, how long is the next one? Oh, godly, because I'm kinda hungry. And the Israelites inquired of the Lord. In those days the Ark of the Covenant of God was there, with Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, ministering before it. They asked, "Shall we go up again to fight against the Benjamites, our fellow Israelites, or not?" The Lord responded, "Go over tomorrow, I will give them into your hands." Then Israel set an ambush around Gibeah. They went up against the Benjamites on the third day and took up positions against Gibeah, as they had done before. They went up against the Benjamites on the third day and took up positions against Gibeah as they had before. The Benjamites came out to meet them and were drawn away from the city. They began to inflict casualties on the Israelites as before, so that about 30 men fell in the open field and on the road, the one leading to Bethel and the other to Gibeah. While the Benjamites were saying, we are defeating them as before, the Israelites were saying, "Let's retreat and throw them away from the city to the roads." All the men of Israel moved from their places and took positions at Baal Tamar, and the Israelite ambush charged out of its place on the west of Gibeah. Then 10,000 of Israel able young men made a frontal attack on Gibeah. The fighting was so heavy that the Benjamites did not realize how near disaster was. The Lord defeated Benjamin before Israel, and on that day the Israel struck down 25,100 Benjamites, all armed with swords. Then the Benjamites saw that they were beaten. Now the men of Israel had given way before Benjamin, because they had relied on the ambush they had set near Gibeah. Those who had been in the ambush made a sudden dash to Gibeah, spread out and put the whole city to the sword. The Israelites had arranged with the ambush that they should send up a great cloud of smoke from the city, and then the Israelites would counterattack. The Benjamites had begun to inflict casualties on the Israelites, about 30, and instead were defeating them as in the first battle. Are the Benjamin okay, because this shit seems kinda overworked. Like, one guy rapes a woman. Okay, a couple of guys rape a woman and you go to fight the whole village because they just don't want to give the guy away. That seems kinda... they should have given the guy away, but like, I'm sure there was a better way to try to make them understand or something. Not to fucking go ballistic and put the to the sword type shit. But when the column of smoke began to rise from the city, the Benjamites turned and saw the whole city going up in smoke. Then the Israelites counterattacked, and the Benjamites were terrified because they realized that the Russians had come on them. So they fled before the Israelites in the direction of the wilderness, but they could not escape the battle, and the Israelites who came out of the towns cut them down there. Thus, they surrounded the Benjamites, chased them, and easily overran them in the vicinity of Gibeah on the east. 18,000 Benjamites fell, of them valiant fighters. What does valiant mean? Possessing courage. Okay, so courage. As they turned and fled towards the wilderness, to the rock of Rimmon, the Israelites cut down 5,000 men among the roads. They kept pressing after the Benjamites as far as Gidom, and strung back 2,000 more. On that day, 25,000 Benjamite swordsmen fell, of them valiant fighters, but 600 of them turned and fled into the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon, where they stayed 4 months. When Israel went back to Benjamin and put all the towns to the sword, including the animals and everything else they found. All the towns they came across they set on fire. The men of Israel, wives for the Benjamites. The men of Israel had taken an oath at Mizpah: none of us will give his daughter in marriage to a Benjamite. Fair. The people went to Bethel, where they sat before God until evening, raising their voices and weeping bitterly. Lord God of Israel, they cried, why has this happened to Israel? Why should one tribe be missing from Israel today? Alright, the next day the people built an altar and presented burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. Wait, I'm curious about something. Judges. $25%, I'll be 1/4 the way. And then this one is like what? How many words? 2,000! Brother, that's a piss steak. I can probably read it right now, actually. I could read it right now, yeah? 2,000 words is nothing. Then that here is 20. Okay, so this was 15. 15, 20 is a bit long, but then 17, 20, 18, 16, and they become a lot of very short ones. And then the second testimony is fucking piss take. What testimony? I think I will read Ruth as well, honestly, because fuck me. Why would I care? You know what? I will do that. I'll go eat some food, and when I come back, I'll read that shit. I'm at 21:4. Let's see the Ruth. Okay, Ruth is 4 chapters long. Okay, I was here. I'll go eat some food, then I'll decide what I'm gonna do. Let's keep going, I'll just finish this shit because I would want to go to bed or some shit down. Then the Israelites asked who from all the tribes of Israel has failed to assemble before the Lord, for they had taken a solemn oath that anyone who failed to assemble before the Lord in Mizpah was to be put to death. Now the Israelites grieving for the tribe of Benjamin, their fellow Israelites. Today, one tribe has come from Israel. They said, how can we provoke wives for those who are left, since we have taken an oath by the Lord not to give them any of our daughters in marriage? Then they asked, which one of the tribes of Israel failed to assemble before the Lord at Mizpah? They scored that no one from Jabesh Gilead has come to the camp for assembly, for when they counted the people, they found that none of the people of Jabesh Gilead were there. So the assembly sent 12,000 men, fighting men, with instructions to go to Jabesh Gilead and put to the sword those living there, including the women and children. This is what you are to do, they said, kill every male and every woman who is not a virgin. They found among the people living in Jabesh Gilead 400 young women who had never slept with a man. Kill every male and every woman who is a virgin. And it took them to the camp at Shion in Canaan. Then the whole assembly sent an offer of peace to the Benjamites, the rock of Rimmon. So the Benjamites returned at the time and were giving the women of Jabesh Gilead who had been spared, but they were not enough for all of them. The people grieved for Benjamin because the Lord had made a gap in the tribe of Israel, and the elders of the assembly said, with the women of Benjamin destroyed, how shall we provide wives for the men who are left? The Benjamite survivors must have heirs, they said, so the tribe of Israel will not be wiped out. We can't give them our daughters as wives, since the Israelites have taken this oath. Cursed be anyone who gives a wife to a Benjamite. But look, there is an annual festival of the Lord in Shion, which lies north of Bethel. It's the road that goes from Bethel to Shechem, the south of Lebanon. So they instructed the Benjamites, saying, go and hide in the vineyards and watch when the young women of Shiloh come out to join the dancing. First from the vineyards, in each of you sees one of them to be your wife. Then return to the land of Benjamin. With their fathers or brothers complain. When their father's brother complain to us, we will say to them, don't do us a favor of helping them, because we did not get wives for them during the war. You will not be guilty of breaking your oath, because you did not give out yours to them. So this is what the Benjamites did. All the young women were dancing, each man called to one and carried her off to be his wife. Then they returned to their inheritance and built the towns and settled in them. At that time the Israelites left the place and went home to their tribes and clans, each of their own inheritance. In those days Israel had no king, everyone did as they saw fit. Ruth, I can probably read the whole Ruth next time. Like, what the fuck's happening? So, wait. So, basically, what happened? Motherfucking what's the word? Motherfucking guys. Someone from the middle of the sticks in the middle of a cow goes to a random town. An old man tells him to go into his house. Some men want to bang the guy. The old man gives the concubine of the guy. They rape her, abuse her. She dies. He cuts her up, puts her in all pieces around the whole Israel area. The Israelites get angry, get a whole army, demand the people who raped and abused and basically killed the concubine to come to the big event so they can kill them. They refuse. A whole army started. They kill everything except some people who run away. But they're sad. Israelites are sad because they can't find a wives for them because they killed all the people. So they did some tactic to get some woman or some shit. But then because they were not enough, they said there's a festival with dancing women. Everyone hide in the bushes and snatch a woman for yourself. And everyone's happy at the end. Yeah, fucking mental. We are starting Route 1 next time.